Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War! It's me, Mad Mike, rolling solo to talk about NXT this week. As you may or may not have heard, Sorgatron is on a quest to find parts unknown. He is investigating an iceberg in central Arizona. Now, I know that seems off-putting, but Sorg has some deep intel on this, that might be where parts unknown is. We're not sure if the intel he got is going to pan out. I'm sure we will hear back from him next week about his findings. Sorg has told me that if he does indeed find parts unknown, he will be coming back with the mask of Mr. X. I don't know. Sorg, he's an adventurous guy. What can I say? But we're here to talk NXT this week. If I had to give one word for NXT this week, it would be vignettes. Because holy shit, there's a lot of video going on in this show. We'll get to it. But let's start with something good. Good, I have to give it. And I know a lot of you are thinking, I'm probably going to say the main event. You're incorrect on that. Not that it wasn't good, but I'll get to it. The good, Nikki fucking Cross, you guys. Nikki Cross is they did a segment where they showed Ember Moon not being available. They showed her, addressing her injury, all that stuff. And it sucks. I would have loved to see that 4-way match, but this kind of plays into Ember Moon's storyline too, so it could be beneficial for her. Then Ruby Riott got a package. Ruby's awesome, but Nikki Cross steals the fucking show. They have Nikki Cross in a sit-down interview, and it's just a bunch of, failed starts for the interview. Like, she's batting at the boom mic, she assaults the interviewer, and she just gets all crazy. Like, Nikki Cross is a feral cat, and I'm totally okay with this. I don't want Ember Moon to beat Asuka anymore. I don't. I want it to be Nikki Cross. Far and away, Nikki Cross. Or if it's Ruby Riott and then we get a Ruby and Nikki proper feud, I'm okay with that too. But honestly, Ember Moon has not been doing it for me, at least character-wise. In the ring, she's fine, absolutely, but character-wise, she hasn't been doing it. Nikki and Ruby, who have both had less screen time than Ember Moon, have been crushing it, in my opinion. But yeah, Nikki Cross, more Nikki Cross, please and thank you. But not every show is perfect. We know this. The bad, I talked about it a little bit. So many videos. We had a video for Tyler Bate. We had a video for Pete Dunne. We had a video for Ruby Ross. We had a video for Nikki Cross. We had a video for Ember Moon. We had 2 videos about the songs for Takeover. God. Way too many video packages, guys. Way too many. And plus, if you're going to give us stuff about Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, give us new material. Show us how Pete Dunne won and beat Trent Seven. Hell, show us that match. Why not show us that match? I'd love to see that match. But yeah, it wasn't the best. As far as my change this week, it has to do with the main event. The main event we had for the number 1 contendership, Roderick Strong against Hideo Itami. Great match. Really hard hitting. I was worried for Hideo a little bit during some of these spots because he's been rather injury prone, but it was still a really good match. My change, I would have put Bobby Roode on commentary because as much as I like the match, I have no reason to really still care about either one of these guys. Yes, the video package they did with Roderick Strong was very good. I liked it. But it doesn't translate, as I said last week, it doesn't really translate well to an in-ring scenario. Bobby Roode is probably the best promo guy in NXT. If you want someone to care about this, put Bobby Roode on commentary, have him put over both guys while putting them down because he's Bobby Roode. He can do that. He's very good at it. I would have loved to see that, and it would have made me care a little bit more about who was going to win this. Like if Bobby Roode seemed a little antsy that Hideo Itami was getting the upper hand, great. If Bobby Roode seemed a little antsy that Roderick Strong was getting the upper hand, great. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Bobby Roode has a little bit of fear of either of these guys, because it's been a long time since that GTS on Bobby Roode. I don't even remember when it happened. He hasn't been on NXT in a while. And apparently, this goes along with my change. Also, apparently there was an attack by Sanity on Roderick Strong after the match. It wasn't on the program. We didn't get the Made in Florida thing, but apparently I was reading a different review of NXT and they talked about it and they had video. I'm like, where was this? Like this, it's the network. You don't have to cut off. You can just show it. But yeah, so apparently Roderick Strong's going to be feuding with Sanity, which, yay? I don't know. A few other things happened. We had Kassius Ohno and Andrade Almas have a backstage segment together. And Andrade he's doing everything out of the Alberto Del Rio playbook. If he starts doing like a stupid kick or a stupid double stomp or an arm bar, I'm just going to start calling him Alberto Del Rio. He's even calling people pedals. Like, come on. We know whose gimmick that is. If he starts doing like a live stream and going to parties with a pasty white chick, come on. Come on. Also, I have to talk about this. Probably second best match on the show by a long shot. DIY versus Tino Sabbatelli and Riddick Moss. I wouldn't say Sabbatelli and Moss are where anyone would want them to be yet, but they don't have to be because they don't like have a nickname yet or anything like that. But it was a good match. Again, DIY can't really have a bad match with anybody. That's just fact at this point. But we did get the announcement that DIY and the Authors of Pain are going to have a ladder match at Takeover. And Takeover is actually shaping up to be really fun. And I think we only know 3 matches so far. I'm very excited for it. I'm sure we'll probably get like Roderick Strong versus Eric Young, maybe Ohno versus Almas or whoever. But right now, the 3 matches we have for Takeover look pretty good. And it's going to be a good show, I think. I think that whole weekend's going to be really good because Payback looks pretty good too. But yeah, so as far as this week's show goes, though, I don't think they hit the stuff they needed to do. If the thing I was most excited about was a Nikki Cross interview segment, you kind of messed up a little bit. So NXT is getting number 3 this week. Yeah, number 3. And that's real. If you want to know why it's not number 2 like it normally is, go check out the Midweek War Impact review, where I play a little game called #MakeImpactFake. But yeah, you can go over and check that out too. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it this week. Again, there are a lot of video packages on NXT, so hopefully that doesn't become a trend, and next week we get a little bit more in-ring action. But yeah, if you want to look for me on Twitter, it's at MadMike4883. You can also look up at Mayhem Show with the hashtag MM. Find when I live tweet shows. I live tweet Impact every week. Sometimes I get to NXT and 205 when I can. But before we go, did you guys know you can email me? You can email the Midweek War, goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Yeah, you can email us. We will we'll read your stuff on the air. Like I'm bringing up an email right now because I didn't want to switch screens. But we got an email from Brandon, and he went to an NXT house show down around by him, which is pretty awesome. Let's see, the matches he got: Ruby Riott and Aaliyah versus Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. That sounds like fun. I'd like to see Ruby Riott team with Aaliyah. I think they might help bring something out of her. Dylan Miley, yes, big Dylan Miley was on his show. Let's see. Oh, it was a squash match, but yeah, Dylan Miley. I hope we get to see him again on NXT soon. We had No Way Jose versus Killian Dane, which is weird because we haven't seen No Way Jose on TV in a while. Let's see. It doesn't look like that they've changed No Way Jose's gimmick based on his report at all. DIY came out after Eric Young made an open challenge. Oh, it turned into a big old tag match and a bunch of big brawl stuff. Looks like a lot of fun. Let's see. Ty Dillinger was there against Patrick Clark. Shocker, Ty won. He said Sonya versus Asuka for the women's title. Not sure who Sonya is. I think she was one of the girls in the Battle Royal last week. So that's good that Asuka's kind of working with some of the other women in division. And the main event was Hideo and Aleister Black versus CN and Bobby Roode. That's an interesting team up there. And Hideo and Black won because obviously it's a house show. But yeah, so thank you, Brandon, for emailing in. But if any of you guys want to email in about any of the shows we do in the Midweek War, hell, when Lucha comes back, feel free to email us about that too. Email goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com. All right, so for Mad Mike, I'm Mad Mike, and we'll catch you next week on the Midweek